Well, Kelly Oubre Jr. is the latest athlete to not figure out how social media works. He took to Instagram and basically said that while he loves Philadelphia, Philadelphia really doesn't love him, and he's not feeling the love anymore. My thoughts and prayers go out to Kelly Oubre as he deals with this tough time right now of not feeling, quote, the love. And also, he's maybe in trade talks. I don't know. We'll get to that in a little bit. But Kelly, let's have a conversation here. I'm a fan. And I'm actually one of the people that thinks that the Sixers will be pretty good this year. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but Bud, last season was a disaster, like of epic proportion. You come back and Kyle Lowry comes back and they sign Andre Drummond. They sign some Paul George guy and Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. And then everybody gets injured, including you. Because as he put his Instagram account, he was dealing with thumb surgery and this hand and that hand and, all this stuff. So everybody's injured. Nobody's happy. The team is losing. And the only positive from last season that I can find is the fact that they moved up in the draft. They kept their draft pick number 1, but they moved up. They got the number 3 overall pick. And the fact that we at least saw Justin Edwards and he might be able to be something. Because I don't think he gets the opportunity to really shine last year if everybody's healthy. I think he's mainly a Delaware blue coat. He's not given the opportunity to see if he can actually flourish on an NBA floor. Last season, we got a good look at him. Let's see if he can become an NBA role player. And I think with Nick Nurse, he's the perfect coach for a developmental guy like a Justin Edwards. Because, and I brought this up before, but you see what he did in Toronto with Pascal Siakam. Kyle Lowry was not Kyle Lowry before he hit Toronto. Like, he was good, but he wasn't, an elite point guard. And then you look at Fred VanVleet, and there's a couple other guys in there who shined under Nick Nurse. So I think it is a positive that we look at last season and we go, at least we got to see some of these younger guys that you might not have seen a strong look at if everybody were healthy and if everybody was rolling. But, my guy, it wasn't a good year. And for the expectations to be what they were, for this team to have failed to get out of the second round since 2001, read the room. AKA, get off social media. Mute all notifications. It's not difficult. I did it. I did it on Twitter. My life's better for it. And it's a shame because I know that 99% of the stuff that I'm getting back, the interaction is fine. But, the 1% asshole, it's not worth dealing with it. Go into your settings. Talk to your publicist. Talk to your manager. Figure out how to do it. Put the buffer up of the mute button and figure out how to get that hate out of your life. Because right now, nothing you do, nothing you put out there on social media is going to get a positive reception back from angry Sixers fans. Just a reality, okay? People are angry. People are upset. And when they see, and it's not just you, Kelly, but when they see anybody post anything on social media regarding the Philadelphia 76ers, and it's somebody that is paid by the Sixers, it's going to be a negative reaction. So it's not just Kelly Oubre. I'm sure it's Andre Drummond. I'm sure it is Tyrese Maxey. Well, maybe not him because he's beloved by everybody, but you get the idea. I haven't looked at the comments from the Sixers posting video of Joel Embiid at the facility doing a workout without a knee brace. I'm assuming, though, that there's a decent amount of negative comments. And I myself saw the video and went, I don't know if I want to see him without a brace. Can we wrap him in bubble wrap? That could be perceived as a negative comment. That could be perceived as me not showing Joel Embiid the love. And in reality, I think Joel Embiid is a 7'2" unicorn. He's my Cameroonian king, and I will die on that hill. I'll throw hands for Joel Embiid. I think the disrespect that Joel Embiid is getting for the past year and a half is absurd to me. I think people are going to look back when Joel Embiid is finally gone and went, shit, man, we had something great there. He just broke down. So, Kelly Oubre saying what he does on social media, I don't understand how you're surprised by this. I really don't. And I don't understand how athletes as a whole, as a community, are surprised when the team doesn't perform well and there is expectations that they are going to get this kind of hate. Now, moving on to the trade rumors, I think it was Jake Fisher from ESPN, but it was one of those guys, like Mark Stein, Jake Fisher, one of the B-list insiders. Hypothesized that Andre Drummond or Kelly Oubre could be on the move to facilitate a Quentin Grimes signing. No, I don't buy that for 1 second. Like, I would be shocked. And I'll own it if, either of them are traded to make room for Quentin Grimes. But we are talking that it is September 10th right now, okay? The season starts in a month. What leverage does Quentin Grimes have right now? The Sixers, it's pretty obvious, told Quentin Grimes, go out, find the offer you think. You're restricted, so if you find this amazing offer, we still have a chance to match. And B-Ball Paul did that, right? B-Ball Paul goes out and he gets a deal from the Utah Jazz, and the Sixers match. Now, luckily, they lost in the first round. They got out of that contract because B-Ball Paul proved to be nothing more than a role player in the contract that he ended up signing with the Sixers. Then the contract that he ended up matching, it was for way too much money for what he was giving the team. So they got out of it, but the Sixers called Quentin Grimes bluff. Look, you think you're worth this amount of money? Go find it. And if you find it, then we can talk. But here's our offer. Take it or leave it. What do we think? Quentin Grimes hasn't gone out and tried to find this mysterious, offer, this magical offer that's going to make him, paid what he thinks he's worth? What are his options? Sit out? Like Quentin Grimes, and I hate to say it, but George Niang was right. Quentin Grimes was able to shine in a role in Philadelphia after the trade because Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and Paul George were out. So he thinks he's going to get this big payday, and it's not happening. So the idea that the Sixers would have to usher somebody out like a Andre Drummond or a Kelly Oubre to sign Quentin Grimes, to me is absurd because the only way that happens is if Quentin Grimes suddenly does find an offer. The Sixers, because of the cap, can't really match, and to make the money work, they have to trade somebody. And I don't see that happening. Not this late in the game. Not in September. Quentin Grimes has one option at this point. And it's not like his agent isn't going around and trying desperately to find a team that is willing to sign him to an offer sheet. But I think at this point, too, the more time goes on, the more teams realize, all right, well, yeah, we can sign you, but the Sixers are going to match. So what's the point? And it's not even a good deal in the terms of like we're screwing over the Sixers by signing you to a ridiculous offer sheet. So yeah, like what's the point of that? And we kind of saw Philadelphia do this, back in like 2000, I want to say 2010 maybe, when Josh Smith was a restricted free agent by the Hawks, and the Sixers brought him in for a workout, and they wanted to sign him, but they knew, okay, we can sign him, but he's going to be restricted, and they're going to match. So what's the point? And they pivoted, and they signed Elton Brand. Quentin Grimes has no option here. So there's your Sixers update. Like, subscribe. Subscribe's the most important thing. Liking is cool. Disliking, whatever. I don't care, Comment, that's cool too. But as I said, subscribing is important. And if you're Kelly Oubre, dude, hop off. Like, hop off social media. Mute all notifications. Your life will be better for it. Go Sixers.